don't sip from the flash. Still on the move, on the spirit, my gas. I'm on me, you can check out the class. Never won't smoke, I'm prepared for the class. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fat charge. Got on my side, I don't got it at card. That shit was good, the anointing been large. I walk in the light like a drip of a star. Cause I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice. Open wall, my thoughts had a bind. He flinched in my ear like spit for the county. Bitch said chill, but the trigger was tempting. Whole lot of demons in the section I'm stepping. Brain got a drum or a hole like a stick. Bang for the Lord, every ride gon' hit. Toes to the slide, it was running like that. I carry that text like a windshield whip. Flex said flex, feel said rest. I was 10 toes down in the spiritual test. Came from the dirt, still cleaner than most. Flesh won't toast, but the spirit won't ghost. There was those laws, I be catching that purr. Let's go revenge, but the Lord says spur. Bash like collar with the engine on red. Put it in park after old me dead. I got the juice, I don't sip from the flash. Still on the move, on the spirit, my gas. I'm on me, you can check out the class. Never won't smoke, I'm prepared for the class. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fat charge. Got on my side, I don't got it at card. That shit was real, the anointing been large. I walk in the light like a drip of a star. Cause I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice. Gave me the juice, but it came with the blessing. Guess so many nights turned pain into blessing. This won't place, I just wanted confessions. The fame won't dip, so I dug through the lessons. Wasn't no cap in my name when I bow. Spirit said speak, so I prayed out loud. Old crew slid, so I switched my crowd. Covered with saints, not chasing the cloud. Spirit said speed, spirit said build. Blessed said feast, spirit said steal. Blessed said slide, spirit said kneel. Now I'm bulletproof, walking in the king's wheel. I got that gold like a Moses the sin. Bible in hand, that's a loaded in 10. All in my cup like it came from the prison. Ain't chasing no fame, just battle the flesh. I got the juice, I don't sip from the flash. Still on the move, on the spirit, my gas. I'm on me, you can check out the class. Never won't smoke, I'm prepared for the class. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fat charge. Got on my side, I don't got it at card. That shit was real, the anointing been large. I walk in the light like a drip of a star. Cause I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice. I got the juice, I don't sip from the flask. Still on the move, Holy Spirit, my gas. On me, you can check out the class. Devil won't smoke, I'm prepared for the clash. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fat charge. God on my side, I don't gotta act hard.
I ain't gotta act hard. I got the juice.
My name is my name.
Damn, she bad. She the baddest in the room. Big bags when you see her coming through. Model body with a face that make you zoom. Yeah, she bad. That bitch bad. 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 Yeah, she bad. Yeah, she bad. I got him riding in my whip, we on a date. Can't no bitch check me cause I'ma put her in her place. Fatty with a fatty, got him looking like what waist. Every time I turn around, they be like.
Welcome to Paradigm 314. This is your brother DMG the Poet, aka Brother Pianki. And we got a powerful show with some powerful women. Your boy messed up, so I'm a little frazzled. I thought I got the clean version of that song, and apparently I didn't. So y'all forgive me for that. That being said, y'all know what it is, man. After a long absence, Ladies' Night is back. And we're going to go around and let these powerful queens introduce themselves to the Paradigm Shift TV 314 audience. Y'all know we gotta start with the first lady of Paradigm Shift, the infomonger herself, Miss Ivory Scales.
Hello, everyone. As you just said, I'm Ivory Scales, and I'm here for it tonight. I turn it over to Sunday Ray.
Hey, I'm Sunday Ray, and I am ready to get on. Let's get it.
Hold on. DMG, there's an echo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard it, and I don't know how to fix it. I think when one person talking, everybody else gonna have to mute until we figure out what the
Coming
issue
from
is.
Sunday.
What you say?
Okay, say something now.
I think it's coming from you. Try again.
I hear on everybody.
I don't hear one at all. You want me to go out and come back?
Okay, must be gone.
No, I still hear
I
it.
still hear it.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I hear
I
it
was
too.
muted and I still heard it.
Let me try. I'm gonna go out because I don't hear one at all. Let me try.
And she's not echoing.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Yeah,
Okay,
say
it's
something.
good. Okay, we good
Mm-mm.
now.
Nope, it's still there.
It's still there.
Is it still
Mm-hmm.
there?
I don't hear it.
I don't hear it no more.
Okay, we might be good. Okay, I don't hear it either. So, okay, back to the introduction. As I said, I'm Ivory Scales, and I'm here to sit down with my ladies. I'm on that Don Julio, make you ecafulio. So let's sit down and have a ladies' night. I turn it over to you, Sunday.
Hey, I'm Sunday Ray, and let's get on.
Welcome to Ladies Night. I'm Kay, aka Sin White, aka Samantha Puckett. Welcome.
Hey everybody, I'm Cookie, and I'm here to join the ladies and have a conversation.
All right. We still waiting for our sister Light to come back up. But in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and kick this thing off. So to me, and this is just to your brother, it's been a recent trend where it's a lot of brothers who seem to have a problem with Black women. And I've been trying to figure out how this thing came about. And I think it's got a lot to do with the brother, rest in peace to him, Kevin Samuels, and the people and the men and women in some instances who kind of followed his lead. So my first question is, from your perspective, how did the rise of Kevin Samuels and the men who built platforms in his image reshape the emotional landscape between Black men and Black women? Do you believe his messaging tapped into existing wounds, or did it create new ones that widened the gender gap?
That's a great question. So, for me, I know I spent a lot of time in a lot of Kevin Samuels groups, right? So, I
Echo
think
back.
that his get an
Hold on.
echo back.
We got our sister Light back. I think what we're gonna have to do, sis, is just have you mute until you're ready to speak, and then everybody else can mute while you talking, because it seems like it's, for whatever reason, it's something with the audio. You don't have no other screens up, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, and you sound fine. So what we'll do is just have you mute, and then when we get to you, we'll let you do what you do. But introduce yourself. All the other ladies was able to introduce themselves, and then we'll get back to that breakdown.
Hi, everybody. I'm Light Brown, also known as Troublemaker, but I'm here. Thank you, DMG. I'm with my sisters, and we here to rock out tonight. We got the juice, the Diabolical Divas.
Hey.
Period.
Hey.
There it is. There it is. And let me ask y'all real quick, would y'all prefer me to put the questions on the screen if they fit? Because you know my questions be long as hell. Or y'all good with me just reading them?
You can just read them.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so I'm gonna read that first one again, so then Light Brown can be thinking about her answer as well. And if any of y'all need me to repeat it when we get around to y'all, just let me know. So it says, from your perspective, how did the rise of Kevin Samuels and the men who built platforms in his image reshape the emotional landscape between Black men and Black women? Do you believe his messaging tapped into existing wounds, or did they create new ones that widened the gender gap?
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish my reply. So, as I was saying before, I did spend a lot of time in just different Kevin Samuel chats or groups. Um, so I think that his messaging, I don't, it didn't create anything new, but I think it did kind of make things worse. Um, but I do think that for men, he did bring some kind of outlet, because I do feel like these men needed an outlet to express themselves, but it was not in a positive way. It was not in a positive manner. So women just kind of reacted to that. And, is still going on today. For me personally, I never took any of that serious. I was just in the chat or the groups, just kind of trolling or whatever. But a lot of these men are hurt. But Kevin Samuels did give them a platform to at least express themselves.
I would kind of
I think it was
piggyback
a.
off.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think there was existing wounds and some new ones made. Like she said, Kevin Samuels opened up the door for them to express themselves. You also have the manosphere and this red pill movement and different things like that. I think a lot of it is a lot of unresolved pain and just a created toxicity for them to spew some of the disdain that they have towards women.
I think it was a little bit of both, right? Oh, you finished? Good. I'm sorry. I think it was a little bit of both, and I also feel like he created a space for, and I just don't want to come off as, I don't want to say the weaker men, but it seems like any man that stands on being a man didn't adhere to his message like some of the weaker men did. And then I feel like those men perverted the message that he was trying to put together as far as creating the nuclear black family. But I also feel like he himself used his platform. It wasn't really about building things it was about building himself up. That's just how I feel. But I think it was a little bit of both. It was the existing wounds, and it opened up it widened the gap. It widened the gap, personally. Hello?
Anybody else?
He gave the borderline gay man a voice. They was able to come out and stand behind the whole Kevin Samuels mess. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, I kind of agree with
Gotcha.
all
Did
that.
we
I think
lose?
it's
Did we lose our sister?
Yeah, she dropped
No,
off.
there she go.
Sorry, y'all.
I gotta
Okay,
agree
I
with
think we got her
Ivory.
back.
I was trying not to say. I was trying leave it to Ivory to say what I'm thinking. But yeah, I just don't. I think a man's man did not adhere to what Kevin Samuels was preaching. Because a lot of my peers in real life, not on the internet, they would say, "Don't listen to that dude. Don't listen to that dude. Stop listening to these dudes on the internet." See, so. Yeah, I think it's a lot of guys, men who frequent the internet because they only have profiles as friends. But people who are in the real in the real world don't pay this stuff no mind.
That's right.
It could be that no one listens to
Yeah,
them in
that's
real
that's
life.
that's facts.
It could be that people don't really listen to them in real life, so they come to the platform of the internet and Facebook, Instagram, whatever you have, and spew themselves. They got to be heard. Somebody's gonna listen to them on the internet. They can bank on that. So, and it just creates a domino effect of negativity.
There's also people that are co-sign their delusions.
That's right,
Yeah,
sis.
because I didn't think about it from the standpoint that Ivory said, but I did feel like it was a bunch of weak men that was seeming to adhere to some of the stuff he was saying. Some of the stuff he said made sense, but I think it was a bunch of weak men who took the real negative opinions he had and ran with them, and then they formed this what they call themselves this red pill community that just looked like a bunch of lames, and as the sister Quinn said in the chat, like incels. I think a lot of these cats grew up not getting attention from females, and then when they did start getting attention, they was lames. Sis broke out on them, left them heartbroken. If anybody ever seen that movie Hitch, where a dude was like a nerd, Will Smith played him, he was like a nerd, and then later on in life, he got himself together. I think it's these same dudes. They start going to the gym, start feeling good about themselves, and then they start remembering how sis broke their heart back in the 12th grade, and now they superimpose that on all sisters. It's kind of weird because I don't see black women doing that to black men. If a brother dog a sister out, she give another brother a chance, and she give another brother a chance, and she give another brother a chance. It's rare to see a black woman start coming with the rhetoric that all black men is this and that, and all black men ain't this and that. It's a constant. No, I mess with brothers. I rock with brothers. I defend brothers. That's what I see. But on the other side, it seemed like it's a concerted effort to put down black women and to glorify going with other women. I don't know what y'all opinion is on that, but
I mean, I know from my observation, a lot of these dudes, they really come from a hurt place, and instead of coming with solutions, they just come with resentment and animosity. And a lot of these men got mama issue.
I agree with you,
It's mama
DMG.
issues. Like it's really mama issues. I mean, but I don't know, and then they just bash the black woman, and and then they passport
You
bros,
know
and
what? Can y'all hear me?
yeah, you might
yeah,
have a delay.
We can hear
yeah.
you.
Okay. I feel like that before the Kevin Samuels movement, a lot of those low self-esteem brothers, they joined the Israelite camp, because it's a movement for the man, and they put down on women and talk down on women. And you had Tommy Sotomayor to come out before Kevin Samuels. To me, that's the same message. Tommy Sotomayor and Kevin Samuels, one have on a suit, one just, talking in a graphic tee. Same message. And you have these people that follow behind these guys. The weaker guys follow behind these movements because they need something to leech on. They don't have a leg to stand on their own. And yeah, to me, that's borderline gay. And they start dating outside of their race, and that lets me know that, hey, you know, they're gay. At that point, they're gay. But yeah.
You know what? Ivory is hilarious. Look, so that goes into my second question. In light of the growing number of black women choosing interracial relationships, do y'all feel this shift is more by genuine connection or by exhaustion? specifically the feeling that some black men hold disdain or resentment towards black women. How does this dynamic shape your thoughts on partnership?
When I see it, I think it's exhaustion at this point, right? Maybe not so much a few years ago, but now it's black women are exhausted. We have our own men putting us down, and not to say that the sisters aren't doing it. Like, I don't see it both ways, but for me, somebody who has never dated out will never date out. I don't care in all of our toxic ways and all of these things. There's nothing for me in this world but a black man. And at this point, though, I'm looking at women and they're just tired. We're tired fighting, and statistics show that we don't date out as much, right? We're race loyal, so that shows that we are here to stand by you guys. But we just keep getting put down, and I don't like it personally. Sorry, I don't agree with it.
I agree. Women are very tired, and it's the constant having to be strong for yourself and be strong for our men. And it's just too much on our shoulders. And then when it's not completely, 100% in the satisfaction of their eyes, we get demonized for it. You see what I'm saying? They tend to always throw in our face different races of women and what they do and what they don't do, and from the hair on down to the toes. It's constant berating towards black women about why they want to go to a white woman or an Asian woman or a Hispanic woman. So yeah, I would say more exhaustion, because at this point it's just like, what more do you want from us? That's what I gather. That's what I see.
Okay. Yeah, a sister that I'm cool with said that because of how this white brother treats her, she said she want to come on my show, and I told her I wasn't doing it, but I might end up letting her do that show. But she was like, she would encourage sisters to divest from dating black men, because from the experiences she's had with the men she had children with the men she dated subsequently after that, she said she just had bad experience after bad experience. And as y'all said, she became exhausted, especially when those same men she was given a chance began to down her and other black women, while you have this white brother, basically worshiping the ground she walk on. And so it's an interesting dichotomy when you see men of other races acting, seemingly viewing black women in this regal fashion, and then black men who came out of black women can't seem to have that same reverence. So it's odd to me, but it seems to be what's happening. If any of y'all want to touch on that, y'all can before I go to the next question.
I believe it's because majority of these black men do not like their black mother. So that's why they view black women the way they do.
So I grew up in different cultures with my parents being in the airport and being like really one of the only black women in that so-called crew I was in Hawaii. They all dated black men. They worshiped the ground black men while we walked down. And I would ask them, like, what is it? And they was just like, oh, y'all have swag, y'all have this, you guys are just better at everything and all this stuff. But after their experiences having children with these black men and stuff like that in the military, now it's just like they're telling me, sis, you need to date out. You need to go try a Polynesian, try this, try that. And I'm just like, no. I'm like, like I said, there's nothing better to me than a black man. I've never been attracted to any other race. Um, it's just not in me. But other races of women are seeing the treatment that some black men are giving to black women, and they're like, you need to divest out because they're not treating you right, and stuff like that. And I mean, I see some of it. I don't really deal with it in real life, to be honest, thank God. But it's just like, I can't do it. I can't step out
Yeah,
because I know
me
there's good
neither.
black men out there. There's good black men out there. I'm not gonna, I'm sure there is. I know there is. So when it comes to that, it's just, I think it's embarrassing for me to just see other women, other races of women that are pointing out the different things that some of these black men are doing towards us. That's bothersome.
Absolutely.
There it is. There it is. All right. So now we gonna kind of start getting into some of the more touchy subjects. So y'all bear with us. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this button so y'all ain't too mad at me.
The opinions and perspectives shared by our guests and debaters on Paradigm Shift TV, 314, and the Versus series are their own. They do not necessarily represent the views of the platform. We support open dialogue and critical thought, but encourage viewers to think for themselves.
All right, and while after that play, I'm gonna take a sip of this yak, and we can go ahead and get into it now. What do you believe motivated so many black men to vote for Donald Trump? Was it policy, rebellion against mainstream narratives, a reaction to gender politics, or something deeper about identity and masculinity? And how did that choice impact your trust in black male leadership?
Oh, DMG, that's a loaded question.
Very loaded. Very loaded.
Oh, I don't know where to
Yeah, that's
start.
why I hit that button, because I
Oh my
know.
God, I don't know where to start. Oh, okay. Cookie, you can go ahead.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so I know.
Identity and masculinity is what the black man
Mm,
fuel on.
yep.
So that's that.
Pretty much.
I think they thought they saw a friend in Trump
I don't know how.
if they voted for him,
I mean, I think it could have been a bit of rebellion too. I know that, and this goes
But we
back
can't trust
to
the black man judgment anyways, because I mean, hey, not all
yeah,
black men, some black men,
some
okay?
yeah,
But
yeah. I think it was
Absolutely.
rebellion.
the
And
man
I
been
think
leading for how long? And look where we at.
yeah, that's true. That's true,
So it's
Ivory.
time for the man to put the woman on her throne and start letting the woman lead. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll get farther than where we at today.
Yeah.
But y'all go ahead. It might be the Don Julio.
Listen,
You acting a Julio?
listen. But
Blame it on the alcohol, sis. Blame it on the alcohol.
yeah, listen. But
I'm
I
feeling
think
good.
it was definitely rebellion. I think, and it goes back to the previous questions about, just a conversation about black men willingly wanting to hurt black women. Because you look at it now where so many black women have lost their employment under Trump, federal jobs, and they brag about this on these social media platforms.
If I may, sis, just so everybody understand what the sister's saying, 300,000 black
Yeah.
women, including my queen, lost their job.
Yeah. And, they brag about this. These men sit in these groups and they're proud that they voted for Trump, not because it's helping them, it's because Trump's policies are tearing down Black women in the Black community. So it's like, oh, we're going to stick it to your asses because, yeah. So it's a lot of resentment there. So I think that's one of the reasons why they voted for Trump, because it doesn't benefit them at all. In no way, shape, or form does voting for Trump benefit Black men. Unless maybe you're a business owner or something like that. But even with that, Trump is not helping businesses right now.
I agree with that. A lot of them expose themselves as predatorial and very weird.
Yeah. So it's definitely out of rebellion. I question some people close to me about their vote. I mean, my thing is you can vote how you want to, but when it's directly impacting your household and and it's just like, don't come crying to me about, oh, well, this happened and that happened, but this is your vote. You voted for this. Even if you didn't vote, you still support the shit that he does. Excuse me if I can't use bad language, but like you support his policies. And they're hateful. But too, I do believe a lot of Black men voted for Trump because of the immigration policies. That too, I do believe that, because I do see a lot of Black men happy that illegals are being deported, and they think because these illegals are being deported that now they can have these jobs. And it's all right, have at it.
And
real quick, brothers, this is right now the ladies' opportunity to express themselves, answer questions, etc. If they willing to open it up, we will bring y'all up to ask questions or get comments. But right now, we just dealing with the sisters. But we will give y'all an opportunity to either put a question in the chat or come up and ask them a question. Go ahead,
so like with the Department of Education fiasco and food stamps and the programs he's trying to get rid of and stuff like that, which will greatly impact a lot of things pertaining to brown folks and stuff like that, because it may be more women in education and stuff like that. I see a lot of Black men rooting for that. It's like they're angry that women are getting educations. They constantly, demonize women going to get degrees and different things like that, making, jokes of, oh, you're supposed to be the most intelligent thing out here and all this stuff. And it's just constant, just hatred towards anything. So I think, like she said, it's rebellion also, and just wanting to stick it to the Black woman as any way they could.
I agree with that. I also think some of them like the policies because they are mad that women are self-sufficient. Some of them want women to need them. And now that we don't need them and we can take care of ourselves, they got to come with more like character and personality and things of that nature. But instead of improving themselves, I think they just want to humble us and kind of beat us into submission. And I also think some of them voted for who they wish they were, like who they aspire to be.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, Sunday Ray.
See, you know what? Me and Sunday got a contentious relationship because she usually only come on my platform when Hemi on her. But
oh my gosh,
I gotta drop a bomb for the sister because that's what it is with these cats. They want to be a rich white man.
Mm-hmm.
That's
like
right.
Deep down in their soul, they want to be a rich white man. And so they superimposing his values over their own, even though it's to their detriment.
Mm-hmm. Some of them think they won't be affected. Some of them think they won't be affected if they make a certain amount of money or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, that's not going to matter if it comes down to it.
I mean, I don't know. Well, you know what? I know that we talked about the policies under Department of Education where they're trying to declassify certain professionals as being non-professional now in engineering and nursing and all. And it's just like, come on, guys. I know a lot of black men in engineering, and they are Trump supporters, unfortunately. So this is gonna hurt them, you know. But again, they just vote against their interests because to hurt us, to spite us, or like Sunday said, because they wish they were somebody else.
All right, Light Brown, unmute your mic and get in here. Unmute your mic,
Yeah,
sis.
I'm here. Listen, I can't with y'all because I was off, so I don't really know where y'all are. Remember, I got kicked and then I came back. So, what am I really? What was the question?
All right, let me get it to you again. What do you believe motivated so many black men to vote for Donald Trump? Was it policy, rebellion against mainstream narratives, a reaction to gender politics, or something deeper about identity and masculinity? And how did that choice impact your trust in black male leadership?
All of the above. I'm gonna go with all of it. All of it played a part because nothing is cut and dry, right? So you're gonna have a certain demographic of percentage of men who did A, B, C, and D, right? So, and how did it? Listen, I still trust y'all to lead. I don't trust all of y'all to lead, right? But I still trust my men to lead,
That's right.
especially those that I know and I recognize as leaders. I definitely still trust y'all to lead. But the problem is with the fragile male ego, they feel like just because that male feels like just because he's a man, I'm supposed to just do what he says because he's a man. No, I'm not going to just stand there and let you lead me off a cliff, brother. I got to know that you right and exact in what you're doing. If not, I can't deal with it.
That's right.
Yeah, and I'm quick to admit, as a man, my ego is like an eggshell. Like if my wife get with another dude, I don't want her no more. I don't know what to say. My ego can't take it. If I tried, eventually she would leave me because I just wouldn't be able to let it go. I'm gonna want to know everything they did. Like it would, I'd be out there just wilding. So I would rather just walk away than put her or myself through that because my ego is fragile. But I can admit it. I don't think a lot of these dudes can admit how delicate their ego actually is. And I feel like this fantasy of who they perceive these rich white men to be has overridden their common sense. But that's just a kid. We gonna get a little bit heavier if y'all don't mind. All right, listen, brothers in the chat, don't take this the wrong way because it's about to get a little heavy. Cover your kids' ears if you need to. This is finna be some grown folk type of talk, but I'm gonna try to keep it as respectful as I can. Many black men, or many black women, I should say, express that black men today don't prioritize their pleasure emotionally, romantically, or sexually. Why do you think this disconnect exists, and how has it shaped the way black women view intimacy, self-worth, and expectations in relationships?
DMG. Just oh, I don't know. I gotta think on that one. Sunday. What?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I'm, that
Can
was
you repeat
very
the
loaded.
question?
Don't run from it, y'all. Don't run from it.
Okay. I can't speak for, okay, so I can just say this, right? You have some men that do prioritize women in an intimate way. Then you have some men who don't know nothing about being intimate. Or being romantic. And it's just like, his idea of being with a woman is just, yay, let me come over, bust it down, take a shower and leave. But then you have some men that actually take their time with the women, with women, and they know our bodies and appreciate women. I don't know. I guess it just depends on our personal experiences. But I know some women who out there, they the same way, so I think women now are just taking charge of the intimacy. We're more expressive with, telling men what we want, how we want it, where we want it. Yeah. But you know what, that when it comes back to you guys' ego, they don't like that either. When you tell them how to please us. They don't, they just think they have it all together. But it's like, if you really want to please your woman, you have to listen to her. Communication is first. So if she's telling you, showing you, just listen, but a lot of men, they can't put their ego to the side and learn a woman's body or learn her mind or even her heart.
Yeah, and the
So
men that do.
I
Go
feel
ahead.
like some women need to be more vocal. Some women tend to try to spare the ego of the man and kind of back burner their wants and needs. So again, it does go back to communication, like heavy communication when it comes to stuff like that. So some women need to stop allowing this to perpetuate. You got to stop trying to save the ego and just be real about stuff. Because when you do that, this is why we have some of the men that's out here now, talking all that crap and, thinking that they got it going on and they really don't.
And baby, can't bust a grape. You hear me?
Right.
Not one.
Can't do anything. So I fault some of us on that aspect. You just got to be real with it. Because if you're not going to be real with it, you're not going to get what you want. And you're just going to be sitting there complaining, if you will. So
I've been that girl.
Girl.
Mhm.
But
It
we
takes
don't.
a man for me. I can't. My personality, I will shatter a boy ego. So
yes,
he
Miss
gotta be a
Ashley.
man.
I think we are like, we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, right? We kind of just be like,
That's the problem,
Right.
though.
but I
It's not
think that is a
intentional,
big, it is a
but
big
it's me
problem.
first. And if I got to sit here and coach this man, it's an echo.
That's
I
just
don't
the
want nothing to do
ego.
with it. You gotta go. I want a man that makes me feel submissive. I want a man like his presence alone makes me submit. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got time for no whiny, complaining, sensitive man.
I don't mind coaching a man. I just think that when he starts to feel like I'm trying to destroy his ego, that's when it becomes a problem for me. Because if you want me to do something to you a certain way, you're going to say, hey, baby, do it like this. And I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
oblige, right? I'm going to learn. So if I come to you and say, hey, listen, I'd like you to do this way and that way, then it shouldn't be a problem. That's communication. That's what adults do.
Nah, because listen, like if you do that, they're gonna think you've been out there cheating. Who you learn this?
Mm-hmm.
Who you learn
Yes.
this from? Where this come from?
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, shout out to my master teacher, Reverend Dollar B. Green, the man who told me the devil ain't nothing but God in the ski mask, Mr. Passport Global himself. He say, I have to prioritize all my wives' pleasure because it puts them to sleep, and then I go through their purse.
Get
Shout out to my man.
out of here.
But y'all know something?
Why you gotta do
That
all that to get
the
their purse?
man that you don't have to coach, the man that knows a woman body, he's dangerous. He's dangerous.
Those be the ones you be like, get away from me. I
Right.
rebuke you in the name of
With your
Jesus.
cross, with your holy cross. Here.
That's the one you got to get away from, honey. Mm-mm.
Look, that's the one in the middle of the night. He roll over. You gotta open one eye. Where you going?
Where you been?
That's
Hey,
crazy because I'm sorry.
I'm innocent until proven guilty. I don't know what it is, man. I hear a lot of young cats. The reason I asked that question, I hear a lot of younger cats, 20s, 30s, that be talking like that. And, for like me, I'm 49. Me and my cousin, who like a brother to me, my other cousin that's like a brother to me, it's a problem if she not if she not satisfied, I might as well not be satisfied. Again, my ego is like an eggshell. So if I don't get my job done, I'm feeling away. Like the job must continue. However, it has to continue because she has to be satisfied. I ain't gonna be able to sleep. So I don't understand these ideas from these young cats. Like, long as I got mine, I'm like, I've been like that since I was a teenager. So I just don't get it. But I'm seeing that more and more. Like, it don't matter to me. Like, bruh, what y'all doing? These old heads gonna take all y'all women. But again, that's just me.
I have a different experience. Well, I feel like the YNs, they nasty. Anything.
What?
The YNs nasty. And shut up, Timothy, as if you in the audience. Don't be out here telling my business. But YNs are nasty. And the older guys, they kind of like stuck in their ways, you know. But the YNs, I say from 35, 34, 35. Yeah, they are pleasers.
I think a lot of them are sexually selfish.
Oh, okay. So I haven't ran into,
I'm not talking
YN.
about the YN. I'm just talking about like even men in my generation. It's just a lot of men to me just seem to be sexually selfish.
Right,
And
right.
they feel like they got it going on. You're supposed to just take what they give you, and no, that's just not how it works.
But could
I
you
think
think
some of
it's a
that has
thing?
to
Go ahead. Go
do.
ahead.
Okay, I think some of that has to do with how they feel about that woman or women in general. Like, some men don't like women and just like sleeping with women. And some men
Uh-huh.
probably don't really like their wives. It's like they hired somebody for a position. They didn't bury somebody to actually love. So if they don't have, feel a way for her, I don't think they care enough to. And yeah,
Right.
they become selfish and everything else.
Right, because they all about their homeboys. They just want a woman to look a little masculine because they borderline gay. That's all it is. They just don't want to act on it.
So I want to say, I think DMG should start a class. You hear me
Mm.
talking to you, DMG?
You hear that, DMG?
What was that?
I said I think you should start a class. I think you should take some of these brothers by the hand and tell them what it is to please a woman. Because these guys, baby,
Hey, you know what, sis? I might end up doing that because I think I got a lot of knowledge to give these brothers, and I think I'm doing them a disservice, not at least giving them the information, because that way they ain't got no excuse.
Right.
I
We
mean,
had a
so
con- we. I'm sorry, Puck. We had a conversation. About maybe 2 weeks ago. Timotheus was there, and I was reading this post, and I hear all of these women. I saw women and I saw men saying, "Oh, if a man could go an hour or two, that means your vagina's no good." And I was like, "What? Like, where do y'all get this from?" I said, "No, he's enjoying you and your body.
hmm
Relax and enjoy the ride and let him take you up and through there. What's wrong with you? Who told you
hmm
that?" And I was seeing these men just say all of this stuff. And, one of the brothers in the back was like, that's not true. If it's good, a man can't last long. I said, no, you guys have no control.
no
Y'all, nobody
stamina.
taught you how to have sperm control, to control your nut. Like, what is wrong? And these guys was kind of like in the chat, like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what it is to be a man. But do you know what it is to have sex with a man? Because I do.
Mm,
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
What brothers don't understand is if I'm trying to go for hours and hours, like what's the Neo song "Sexy Love" in the video? They lock themselves in the room and don't they order out, have the food delivered because they ain't trying to go nowhere. If I'm on that type of time, it's because to me, she has literally become the embodiment of human Viagra. I can't get enough of it. It ain't because it's so bad. It's because it's amazing, and I don't want it to stop. I think they got it backwards. But like my wife be tripping because just when she thinks she out, I pull her back in because I can't get enough. She be like, "Damn, my G, I just if when it's good, you want for a man, you want more." Now, if he, it's when he just it's easily when he easily just stop. That's a problem. That's when you need to be scratching your head. But if he want to keep going, nah, brother, he working. I think they got it backwards. But that's just me. I know I'm an eyeball, so.
It's the ones that can't even last that long that's making the most noise out here.
They
I
be listening
mean,
to these non-coochie getting men.
I have to agree with you, ladies, because the things that I was hearing, I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, if a man, if he going for a long time, he lying to you. He lying to me. No, baby. He just know where it's good at, and he don't want to get out. Like, what's wrong with you? But I don't know. I'm just a woman, and I don't know anything.
But listen, some of
So
these men are
y'all
out of
see what
shape.
the electromagnetic prophet said. Hey, Timothy, did you hear that? The electromagnetic prophet. Let me know. Let me know what you think, man. The electromagnetic Messiah, the electromagnetic messenger, and now we got the electromagnetic prophet. I saw your message earlier, brother. So that's what I came up with. Let me know if it worked for you.
I
But
want
what
to.
y'all think about his question?
I want to touch on that. I think I'm glad you pulled it back around to that, Timothy, is because you're right. And when women say they want protection, men all automatically think protection from another man or whatever's happening, what's going on. No, when we say we want protection, we're talking about emotionally as well as mentally. And these men are not emotionally intelligent. They're not showing up on the intelligent side of it. And I don't know what that's about.
They're not. I have posed a question. Oh God, it had been a few weeks ago in one of the back chats. Are the men in here providing emotional safety for their women? And it was pretty much crickets, but you know, that is very huge, especially for me. I think it's very pivotal because without that emotional safety, um, can bring embarrassment, public embarrassment, just different things. I want to be able to feel safe emotionally with my man. I want to be able to feel safe mentally with my man, you know. And you also have financial safety, you also have your physical safety. But for some reason, when it comes to the word safety, it's like it's like a tunnel vision to men to where it's just like physical only. It's never expanded out, you know. But I mean, like she said, there's just a lot of men who are not mature emotionally. So if you're not mature emotionally, you can't make nobody feel safe, you know. Um, I'm not sure why it's like that, but that's where we're at.
I think it's because been so many generations of men n- trying, I guess, saying they can't show emotion, nobody care, this and that, like not dealing with their emotions. They never figured how to work through them, and everything comes out as like anger or frustration for the most
That's an
part.
emotion. That's an emotion.
I
So
know, but
Mm-hmm.
they're
those are the only
taught
ones that
Do me a
those are the
favor.
only ones they know how to express
right.
Ivory,
freely.
check the chat and let me know what's up.
Because
Yeah.
men say that they are not emotional creatures, but they absolutely are. Whether they can express it or not, they are absolutely emotional.
Some,
And when it comes to protection, like the sister said, they shoot straight for the physical type. But what about making sure I feel secure mentally and physically and spiritually? These men want submissive women or want women to act a certain way, but you're not providing me with what I need. So if you can't make me feel secure emotionally and spiritually, then you're not doing nothing for me, because I can protect myself, baby. That's you listen, I open carry state, you know what I'm saying? So, I can protect myself, but feed me what I need, give me that spiritual security, give me that emotional security. And I think some men are just not able to do that because that they're not there themselves. They can't what's the word? They can't protect themselves emotionally. They don't know how to process their emotions. So them trying to process our emotions, I mean, they gonna have their hands full.
I think upbringing has something to do with it, at some aspect. You know, you have men raising other men, telling them, "Hey, you know, stop crying. Don't do this, don't do that." It shows more femininity. They attribute everything as far as emotion to femininity. However, that's far from the truth because men also have feminine and masculine, just like women have feminine and masculine. And when you fail to rear your child about rejection, accepting the words no, you know, different things like that, that's dangerous because when they become adults, they have this sense of entitlement.
Mhm.
So with that, that doesn't breed any type of maturity of emotion because everything is anger, everything is frustration.
Yep.
Keep it in. Men ain't supposed to talk. Woo is not manly and all this stuff. All these things, these narratives that have been ran for many, many, many years, now is coming to a forefront to where it's causing harm. It can cause harm to the other parties and stuff. So emotional maturity is very, very, very important to me. That I think some men should display and have. If they can learn it, I think, you know, even later on in life, it can still be something that can be achieved. But it's just not, it's not part of the rearing program that I've noticed.
All right, so that brings us to the next question. And don't worry, all my folks with dirty minds like mine, we're going to get back to the sexual aspect in a little bit. But let's talk about this. Black women are often expected to be emotionally resilient for everyone, partners,
Hmm.
children, community, even workplaces. How has this expectation shaped your relationships with Black men? And do you feel that Black men understand the emotional labor required of Black women today?
I
It's a
I
good
have to
question.
say,
Wow.
I have to say the men in my life, like the men are in my life for real. I don't have these issues with them, right? They're very supportive. I've always been protected. They're there. It's the internet where I find the problem. And it's weird. And it's getting weirder and weirder. And I'm like, this is gonna trickle down to the youth. So I don't know if I'm the best person to answer that question on this panel because I don't have that issue with the men in my life. So these men on the internet don't shape how I deal with men in real life at all.
I
That's the
agree with
same
you.
here. That's the same with me. I
Mhm.
haven't experienced that type of tomfoolery in
Mm-hmm.
real life that I see on the internet. So yeah, I can't really delve into that as well.
I have to drop a bomb on that. Like real men don't like I anybody that ever seen or read the original book, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, what a lot of people miss is there is no Mr. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll was a depraved young man who became a world-renowned doctor. And then we talking about high society London. He created this potion to change his appearance, not to become somebody else. He wanted to change his appearance so he can get into the debauchery that he always craved. He wanted to sleep with women of the night. He wanted to beat the snot out of lower class men. And this change in appearance allowed him to do that. He just lost control of it. But in modern adaptations of the story, it seemed like Mr. Hyde was just a totally different person. No, I was Dr. Jekyll the whole time. I liken these cats on the internet to Dr. Jekyll. And Mr. Hyde is their persona behind the keyboard. That ain't really who they is. And speaking of that, I got a show coming on tomorrow. My man Cannon gonna be on there with me, talking about how these people pretend to be something that they not. You got cats exaggerating their criminal records. You got cats exaggerating their academic achievements. It's called self-mythologizing, and we're going to get into that tomorrow, so y'all make sure y'all join us. But I'm going to let y'all
That's
keep
gonna be interesting.
Anybody else want to tackle that question? Do black men understand the emotional labor required to be a black woman today?
I
They
don't think
don't.
so.
Not at
They really
all.
don't.
I
They
think
don't understand the weight of black women. You know, whether you married or single or whatever, with kids or without kids, black women contribute so much to the community, but yet we're put down by these same men. So no, they no, you know what? No, they may understand the weight um on our shoulders because they know that we're out here taking care of households, and that we are gainfully employed, we are going to school, we have businesses, but they tear us down in every aspect. um I mean, I don't know. I mean, but like far as the emotional toll, I don't think so. You know, it's this thing where it's strong black women. Yeah, we're strong because we have to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
Mhm.
we don't have a choice but to be strong. We have so many roles we have to play in our communities and even outside of our communities. And it's I don't know if black men actually value our contributions to society, period. You know, I don't know. It's really sad. It's sad, but we play roles. I mean, we have a big role in our community, and that's why a lot of these men, they tell us that we're the reason for our community being the way that it is. And it's like we have to carry that weight too. Like, did we destroy our community? You have, listen, I know mothers who are, they work full time, have businesses, they are doctor, lovers, therapists, teachers, everything that you can think of, and they get no credit from these men. They get no credit from
Mhm.
society, you know? So it's like
I
I don't think they understand the weight on our shoulders.
I think that
Mhm.
Yeah.
not
think
only do
that
they not get credit, they downplay it.
Yeah.
downplay,
See,
but I also feel like black women are tired. Black women want to rest now. We want to be able to rest, and we can't rest until our death, unfortunately, because it's always something. We're always, we're thinking of family, we're thinking of kids, we're thinking of employment, we're thinking of our husbands, our significant others, and it's just like Kiara said, it's the weight that is not appreciated, even if it's acknowledged. I don't think they understand the full scale of it. And that's where the term strong Black woman comes from. It didn't come from women, it came from our own men back in slavery.
I have a
So
question for
now
a
we're being
brother.
demonized for being a strong Black woman, but it's just like we've taken on so much,
We don't have a choice.
They
we are
neglect
I
the
have
tired.
Black
a.
woman.
I'm
All
sorry,
the,
y'all. I
You know
have a
what?
question
Oh,
for
go
this
ahead,
brother
Sister Lady.
in the chat. Bad hombre. If you have no interest in Black women, why are you here watching Black women on a panel tonight?
That
A
part.
lot of people just come around to tear people down. They like to be around to bash and tear down.
Well, he got the wrong group of Black women.
I think, see, y'all making me go back on my ego is as delicate as an eggshell, because my wife, we've been married 28 years, and I'm 49. She's been making more than me, significantly more than me, since I was about 24. And that ain't never stopped me from being the man in my house. And that ain't never stopped her from acknowledging me as the man in my house. But I think I've run into a lot of brothers who really cannot stand that. I was talking to a homie at the 9 to 5. We talking about doing some business with my courier service, and he told me, he was like, I can't be with a woman that make more than me. He was like, it got to be at the least, I got to be putting in 70% to her 30, and I was like, wait, what? And I just, it kind of blew me away. And he was like, yeah, because I just feel like she would have something over me if I allowed that. And I'm like, wait, huh? Like, what over you? Would you cease to be who you are? Would you cease to be the father you are, the husband you are, the man you are, etc.? And he just, he couldn't get with it. And I found that to be so weird, but it's never been an issue with us. And so it's hard for me to see why it's an issue with other cats. And the fact is, even as we got older, the businesses that I have, my wife put that in motion. She put the cleaning company. Her and my sister put my cleaning company in motion. She put my courier service in motion. So I just don't understand how that's a negative thing. But she also educated, master's, working on a doctorate. She got her own business. She was a vice president at the last place she worked. And I support that. I was there pushing her through where she was getting her education. So I don't know why this is such a issue. I think when we look at the burden or the load that Black women have to carry, whether it's as mothers, as spouses, as daughter, I can almost guarantee each of y'all on this panel is in the process of becoming y'all family next patriarch or something adjacent to that next patriarch. Y'all probably somebody who most of the family come to when they in a situation or they need to talk. That's what Black women do. And on top of having to contribute to the finances, whether she the breadwinner or whether she just contributing, also being a mother, being an aunt, being a wife, they got to compartmentalize all that. My wife right now, she got her business. She got me to deal with. She got our 3 children. Even though they pretty much grown, 21, 20, and 18, she still got to deal with them on a particular level. Her father is living with us. He just had a stroke. She taking care of him. She got all of that on her shoulders, and she got to navigate through all these people, different emotions. She got to deal with her clients. She in a world where Black women back is against the wall when it comes to business and employment. We just talked about 300,000 Black women lost their jobs, and people act like she the problem. Black women are the problem. I'm not feeling that. So we seem to look at the outliers in the community, the sisters that want to be Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and Meg Thee Stallion, but they outliers. That's not the majority of Black women. The majority of Black women is educated, is working, is raising their children. The sister Wild Yams just talked about how her son was in college. And I'm sure what she poured into him, along with other people in his family, is what made that a reality. But we seem to look to the negative aspect of that situation without taking accountability for our part in it. I'm talking about as Black men. So I don't know, that is weird. A lot of these situations that we talking about come off real weird to me. But y'all can respond to that while I look in the chat right quick.
And it's weird because they be like, oh, Black women don't take accountability. But that's what we've been doing. Is being accountable. Being accountable for their shit, our kids' shit, excuse my language, everybody else's, our own. Like, what do you mean? Like, and when I hear them say Black women don't think with logic and they're not accountable. We've been accountable all around the board. We have carried this community on our backs. And because we haven't done a stellar job at it, now they get to sit back and point the finger and be like, it's your fault. You did this.
If I may, I think y'all have done a stellar job under the circumstances, because what don't nobody want to acknowledge is the abandonment by Black men. The fact that Black men sell y'all a particular dream in a lot of instances. I ain't saying all, but in a lot of instances, we sell y'all a dream and then we come up short after we done gave y'all these expectations. We fall short on the expectations, and instead of owning up to our part in it, we want to make it y'all fault. You weren't doing this and you weren't doing that. You didn't support me enough, and you weren't screwing me enough. And so we take Black women's heart and crush it, and we don't expect it to be no ramifications from that. That's not reality. When you destroy a person on a cellular level, it's gonna be a reaction to that. And whatever that reaction is, you gotta be ready to take responsibility for it. So the mindset that a lot of Black women is in is due to the treatment they received from Black men. But somehow we didn't decided that just happened by osmosis and we ain't had no part in it. That's crazy.
You know, DMG, my dad and my elders in my family, the men in my family, they will tell me what back in the 70s women had it hard. So these are elders telling me in the 70s women had it hard because of the things men did. And we in 2025 and we still going through this? But somehow we're the issue?
Well, a lot of our elders are the ones that taught us to, quote unquote, not need a man or depend on men because of things they went through back then or were stuck with back then because they couldn't take care of themselves. So
hey, look, y'all, look, I was waiting on it. My man say this is simp talk. And that's the sucker shit I be talking about. When a man talk positive about women, he a simp. But I'm just gonna call it like I see it. When a man talk like this dude talking to me, he a bitch. And I'm just keeping it a buck. If a man talk positive about a woman, make him a simp, then I'll be a simp all day. I'm not finna sit up here and try to canoodle to a bunch of hard-leg Negroes. For what? Because you a nigga gotta tell me where I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. When we look at just the last 30 years, black women put the black community on their back without a thank you from nobody. All they done got is criticism and scorn. It's literally worse for them after doing it. But they had to do it because we wouldn't. And you're going to say that's simp talk? That's facts. Brothers locked up, brothers with women of other races like you seem to favor, which makes sense why you calling me a simp. But I think he say get my shout out to Super Wavy. But I think it's a lot of men who, because they can't handle the black woman, they've decided to ostracize her. But listen, my shoulder's big enough to carry that responsibility. It take a certain kind of man to step up to the plate and honor a black woman because of everything she done been through with us, everything she done been through out in the world. She owed a certain level of respect. And if you ain't cut out to give it to her, then kick rocks till your toes bleed. But I'm gonna let y'all, I'm off my soapbox. I'm gonna let y'all get back to it.
That's that borderline I was telling you about, DMG.
I just want to say this, DMG. I appreciate men like you, men like Hemi, men like Tonio, because when we're in these spaces and we're having these conversations, they don't circle jerk with these dudes.
That's right.
They let them know straight up, bro, what are you talking about?
Yep.
You know, and I appreciate men like you guys because when we be out in these trenches fighting,
Every day.
it gets crazy. You know, and it's like, it's
exhausting.
a breath of fresh air
It's
to
exhausting.
hear men on the internet, men that are on the internet, have the same mindset of the men that are in my life for real. Because we don't see that much.
Yeah,
And I
that's
like
you know
how
what, ladies?
cats
We gotta give a shout out to the brotherhood.
Yes, we
Out.
do.
Yeah, shout out to the fam.
drop a
She say,
bomb.
"Ow."
Drop a bomb for the. I like how cats that ain't been able to sustain a relationship with a black woman like to call me, who been with the same black woman for 28 years, a simp. Like I said, if that's simping, then I need to go get a t-shirt made. But real quick, let me get to this next question. As we talk about masculinity, vulnerability, and communication, from your experience, how does the way black men are socialized around masculinity, avoiding vulnerability, suppressing emotions, performing strength, affect their ability to love, listen, and communicate with black women in healthy ways?
Definitely stifles their emotional intelligence. They don't develop it. I don't think. Because they never learned the skills to work through them, to process them, or cope with them. They just get mad.
Um, it's it's
Anybody
it's
else on that question?
it's uh it's making it horrible, right? Because it's like don't stifle your masculinity. Be a man. Like, it's nothing like a man. Nothing like a man. Nothing like a black man for me. I don't know about anybody else, but for
Clock
me,
it.
it's nothing like a man. So don't stifle it. Let it go. Be vulnerable with your partner. I get it, because even as a woman, we can't trust everybody, right? We can't trust every man we come across with with our secrets, with our deepest, darkest things, because people will throw that in your face. But you got to be a little vulnerable with your partner so that you can learn to know if this is the person you can trust. But if you already blocking that off, then you're just going to be in a cycle of hurt people, hurt people. That's it.
Trauma bonding and going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. A lot of men are a lot of these guys, because they are up in age, they're still boys. And the difference between you and other men, DMG, you a man, you comfortable with who you are. A lot of these men are not comfortable with who they are. So that's the issue, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's why I think they gay.
and listen, I respect the brother bad hombre opinion. When I open up the chat, listen, jump in, put your info in the private chat. We can get you on for a conversation. Now, I'm not going to debate you, and trust me, I can put people come up here and talk about Christianity all the time, drag Christianity, and I'm a Christian, and I let them have they say because I respect people differences in their opinions. So you can come up here and give your outlook on this situation. Just understand on the next ladies' night, the sisters may have a response for you. That's all. But with that, let me get to my next question.
Real quick,
Oh,
DMG.
go ahead, sis.
Timotheus is getting on us ladies in the chat, right? Because he said we got to stop holding back because we have these conversations all the time, and now we acting like the cat got our tongue.
Timothy say, stop the cap. So, how much responsibility do you place on social media algorithms, podcasts, and online personalities for amplifying hostility between Black men and Black women? Do you feel these platforms reflect real life dynamics, and are they creating a distorted narrative that influences how we see each other?
Both.
Both.
I would
Oh,
I
say
think it does
both
for
absolutely
the
too.
weak
both.
men.
Mm-hmm.
I think it does for the weak men. Like every man is not looking to social media and podcasts and stuff for guidance or what to what to do with their own lives. Some people go by the beat of their own drum. It's a lot of these dudes out here that just look for people to co-sign their delusions and
Mm-hmm.
allow them to avoid accountability because apparently everything men do and don't do is women's fault some kind of
Mm-hmm.
way. If they mistreat a woman, it's her fault because she picked them. Like they never get blamed for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Single mamas,
Mm-hmm.
everything single mama's fault. Nothing about the absent father. Like it's crazy. So yeah.
I do feel like these spaces do create, these platforms do create a space for men to widely escape accountability. They escape it in their real lives, but online, they just, like Sunday said, it's always the Black woman's fault and she chose this, she didn't keep her legs closed. And, we had a discussion earlier. And it's kind of like, you guys wouldn't have these problems. Matter of fact, I think it was yesterday. Like you guys wouldn't have these problems if, you know, you could just keep your dick to yourself, I don't know, but I do just feel like, like what's the podcast, Fresh and Fit, I mean, just negative. I mean, just absolutely negative. And you do have some men, grown men who are heavily influenced. I mean, I know young boys and teens, they do find influence on social media, but these grown ass men, I mean, they act like they didn't have daddies at home. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like
Mm-hmm.
y'all looking to these niggas on the podcast like for guidance and direction with your life. Like y'all old as hell. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why are y'all looking to another grown man? Mind you, they
Mm-hmm.
30 and 40 years old, looking for guidance from other grown men on how to take care of their kids or do this. Like y'all should already be in your manhood.
Those
So
are
a
the
lot of these
follow.
men are not operating within themselves or their manhood, or just it's
They
listen.
Those are the
borderline.
followers. Those are the
Don't get
followers.
me. It's I'm
Those
telling
are
you,
the
like it's
followers,
weird.
and the ones complaining about not being allowed to lead. Those are the followers, and that's why ain't nobody letting them lead them nowhere because they see it in them.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know how to
Because
lead.
the ones fit to lead are just out here leading. But
Right.
and
That's
everybody
right.
else out here complaining and bitching and moaning about not be allowed to leave. I don't know any leader that needs permission
Right. That's
Exactly.
or
right.
needs to be
Right.
allowed to leave.
Like said
That's so
earlier in that
unattractive.
podcast, you got men who feel like because they're a man, you're supposed to submit and cooperate with them, and we owe them some type of friendliness and cooperation and stuff. And it's just like, where do you get that
Mm-hmm.
from? I don't subscribe to that
Absolutely
because
not.
I gotta trust you. First of all, you gotta display that you can be trusted, in all your ways and stuff like that. And safety comes back to this.
I mean, let's be
You gotta
real.
provide
When
some safety. Like, come
let
on.
let's be for real. When women allowed men to lead, they turned around and got abandoned, right? And now we here, and now we got these men. Like earlier today, a brother actually said on a call earlier today, it's our responsibility to make the baby, not to stick around. I said,
Oh,
then you had another brother saying, they won't let
yeah.
me lead. I can't lead these women nowhere. Bro, you can't lead what you got going on in your own life. You think I'm going to let you lead me?
That's
Lead
right.
me where?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta use your discernment.
And this
Use
is
that
the type of
discernment.
stuff that we are women, we're grown women. Like you said, DMG, we are we are approaching and being the matriarchs of our families, right? And it is what it is. You think after I lived all this time, survived the mean streets of New York City, the crack era at its height, you think I'm gonna let some Negro on the internet tell me how I should be and act as a woman? You got another thing coming, baby. Got another thing coming.
Hey, shout out to my brother Hemi. This for you, bro. This right here for you. Hey, don't let nobody tell you you ain't my brother, bro. All right, so now, hey, we speaking of dirty minds. Shout out to my man Hemi. That's why I rock with that
I'm
brother.
not studying DMG or him.
Speaking of dirty minds, this is our second to last question. Many Black women say that sexual experiences with Black men often feel transactional, ego driven, or disconnected from their pleasure. From your lived experiences, how much of this do you attribute to cultural miseducation, porn influences, lack of communication, gender trauma, versus a deeper emotional distance between Black men and Black women?
Why do I feel like I'm taking a quiz or something?
Right.
I love your questions, DMG,
That's
because
them. Hey,
you making it.
This them DMG questions. I'm sorry, y'all.
These
It's
are
okay.
essay questions.
I love it though. I
So
mean,
provoking.
I'll let somebody else answer that first. I gotta think.
Now ask the question again. You know I'm over here on this Julio. What is it again?
She on that dog. That
Hey,
got
you
you
know
on the
what?
chokehold.
I'm gonna put it in a private chat if it let me, because it's a long question. But I'm gonna read it again also.
Okay, I'm gonna be with you this time.
All right, check it out. So let me scroll back down in my little notepad. All right. Many Black women say that sexual experiences with Black men often feel transactional, ego driven, or disconnected from their pleasure. From your lived experiences, how much of this do you attribute to cultural miseducation, porn influences, lack of communication, gender trauma, versus a deeper emotional distance between Black men and Black women?
Oh man. So a lot of Black men, they try to mimic themselves after that one man. What's his name that talk all the smack? Wesley Pipes. A lot of it is porn driven.
Mr. Marcus.
Mr. Marcus, yeah.
And if it ain't him, it's Pimpin' Ken. He's ridiculous.
Hey, we know what Ivory watch on her downtime.
Listen.
But yeah, they be trying to mimic them brothers. It's sometimes it don't work out for them, and sometimes it do. But yeah, it's so much influence out here in the world with the internet and things like that. A lot of these guys are not the person that they're supposed to be. They can't develop. It's hard for them to develop their own thing, I guess. So that's why it feels so unnatural.
I would say, I think porn has. I think a lot of men have
It's an echo.
porn that kind of felt
I'm
like
gonna go
that's
on
the
mute.
way.
Sorry.
On mute. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
with
Yeah, you
echo.
clear.
I feel like a lot of men who watch porn feel like that's the way sex should go, and that's their teacher. Definitely a lack of communication, of learning, the woman's body and stuff like that. Delving into what she wants and what she wants to feel as well. Transactional. I'm not too sure about that. I haven't felt transactional with Black men, so that's probably something someone else can answer really. And there's a lot of trauma. A lot of women and men go through trauma. You got sexual abuse that can play a part in a disconnect of emotional connection with sexual experiences. The internet, like Ivy was saying, I mean, there's just many different things, but I think the most thing would be the lack of communication.
I agree. That lack of communication. But all men should take a little pointers from porn. Nothing wrong with that. But just develop your own style with it. Don't be so
Exactly. Because these Negroes get in the bedroom and think they're gonna put you in a headlock, a backflip, and all this, and they don't have the stamina to do any of it. Like, sir, why are you sweating on me? Why? Listen, just relax, just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta be doing hanging from the ceiling and all this.
And
Listen,
naturalize
just baby, just
and
be yourself.
naturalize
You
women.
know?
oh
Yeah,
boy, it's your fat you like
you
it.
can't power
You like
drill.
it, huh?
Yeah,
I
I
hear
know you
Just
did
y'all.
all the power drilling and all that stuff. You
yeah,
didn't
like baby,
actually
just be
know what the
yourself. You know
hell
what
you're
I'm saying? Like,
doing.
you ain't gotta be
And
doing
that's
all,
why
you
I was
know.
saying you can't learn from porn, like that can't be your sole source of education, sexual education. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I do watch a little, here and there, but I've never encountered a man that just felt like he was Wesley Pipes or Mr. Marcus. Like, no, don't. First of all, I ain't got time for all that. You know, we're not gonna do that. You understand? You ain't finna have me in a power driver and the crippler cross face and all this. We ain't doing all that, right?
I
But
was gonna
I
touch on.
swear, as my grandmother would say, I swear for God, him is my brother from another mother. I swear for God.
Oh my God, I was
but
gonna touch on what
He's
Timothy.
delivered, huh? You know,
I
got
was
delivered.
I was gonna
I
touch
agree.
on. I was gonna touch on what Timothy said about dates and strip club culture and just buying a woman a water makes these men. That's what makes them think it's transactional.
Yeah.
And and Timothy is, you're right. That's what would make them feel like, make us feel like, damn, like I gotta give you something because you took me to eat. Like what's like I don't.
Like
It's too
vagina does
much.
not equal,
A
come
meal.
on. Yeah, like it's weird.
What kind of
What the
women are
hell?
they messing with where they poop you on your
What
food?
the hell is the prone bump? Yo, D, get out of here, Hemi. Bye. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
we only like that during role play. During role
Yeah,
play,
yeah.
that'll work.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that,
they definitely make it transact. Especially, I've never dealt with it personally, thank goodness. But when I be seeing how these men are leaving women out of town or not sending them home, or you know, doing all this weird stuff because they didn't sleep with them at the end of the day, and I just think all that is weird and it's predatorial to me.
I
it
would
is.
love to
Yeah.
tell. I would love to tell all my sisters though, because this is something I learned from a teenage girl. Don't
Without
ever go
no money.
nowhere with nobody
No
without your
money.
own money.
Mm-hmm.
See, I wouldn't. I
Mhm.
would never like. You could. I wouldn't. I wish I would go on a date with you, and then you be like, "Oh, you ain't flying with me tonight." Well, I'm not paying for nothing. See, I'ma pay for my stuff, but when you walk
Mhm.
outside, you might be encountered by my brothers or my cousin,
But
and
you
you
know what,
might not
like?
like that part.
I'm the kind of woman where if a guy did that to me, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Guess what? I'm gonna pay for your meal. Now who gonna bust it open? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, what? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, what you giving me?
That's
Because
when
baby,
you
I'll
got to
pay for
turn
my
into the
meal and your meal
man.
too. So what's up?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So
And
like,
also,
yeah.
what men don't think about sometimes is sometimes the women may have came out with intentions on sleeping with you, but you done talked yourself out the coochie.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like
Mhm.
men that's so thirsty for coochie. Like men to
Yeah,
be. I don't like that. That's a turn off.
it's
Act
a
like you don't
turn
want it.
off. It's a
Yeah.
huge turn off. Like, why are you so pressed about a little piece of
Something
punani?
ain't
Like,
right.
that's
Something ain't
crazy.
right. Yeah, when they press like that, something ain't right with them.
Or,
Hey,
sometimes you hang out with people and just find out they're weird. And,
what y'all
you no
think
longer.
about? Oh, my bad. Go ahead, sis.
No, you go ahead. I'm done.
What y'all think about what's up on the screen as a topic for the next show?
Told him that's a good
Um,
topic. I
I
think that's
That's
a good
mean,
fine.
topic.
I like that.
just go with someone who's already
Okay.
sleeping.
I
I
like
think
that.
that's a good topic.
Yeah.
That's a good topic.
It's a great topic.
And this what I think brothers don't understand. Like if you act accordingly, she already going out with you, so it's potential that it's a spark there. 9 times out of 10, sis know if she want to sleep with you or not. What's gonna happen during the course of the date is you either gonna solidify her decision to sleep with you, or you gonna mess it up. All you
Mm-hmm.
all you gotta do, and that means whether it happened that night or it happened a week or a month, 6 months, she already know if she want to sleep with you. The
I
only
think
job you got is not to mess it up.
I think women know that within the first 15 minutes. You
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
know, and like you said, it's the minute they open their mouths and when you be like, "Oh God, like why? Just be quiet."
And
I hate
then you
them
have
men that
some
talk
women,
all the time. Talk too
yeah.
much.
Then you have some women who probably won't sleep with you because they don't want to be looked at as easy or hoe or be labeled in that way too. So that could be a problem.
You know, when you grown, that don't really matter because I'm a firm believer. Now that when I was younger, I was like, oh, he gotta wait, woo, 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 woo. But then
Mhm.
you wait and be disappointed, and then you like, oh, I can't do him, and then here you are finding somebody else, and you got to do this process all over again. Maybe the process should be tried out, and once you older, you know what I'm saying. And I was shut up. I'm drinking. Never mind, y'all. Somebody
All
tell
right,
me.
listen. This is my last question. And then if y'all want, we can open it up for the chat, or we can get up out of here. So with all the tension, trauma, and miscommunication that exists today between black men and black women, what do you believe is the first essential step towards reconciliation?
Accountability.
Accountability.
Sorry.
I still got a little more.
Sorry.
I just got a little more to ask. Y'all
Oh,
jump right in there. Hey, y'all dive right in that pool.
Sorry.
Look, what must both sides acknowledge or unlearn for true healing and unity to take place?
Communication and the lack of it.
Mm-hmm.
I also think this monolith mindset that's going on, trying to hold the masses accountable for the actions of one or a few, like
Mhm.
learn everybody on an individual basis and judge everybody for their own shit.
Judge accordingly. Stop lumping everybody together because you're angry.
All right.
And both sides and understanding of each side and accountability and earnest, earnest, just genuine conversation, to move towards a solution.
And leading by example.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
Leave. No, I'm joking.
I mean, I
One
do
thing that
think,
happens a lot is a lot of finger pointing.
yeah,
You did this, you did that, and what about y'all, and it's just like both sides have done things. That's a given. Some black women have done some stuff and some black men have done some stuff. I think right now it's time to really just, put those things aside and start moving towards solutions and change because it's just ridiculous to keep having these gender wars
it's
over and
repetitive.
over again. Yeah, it's exhausting. It's crazy. And my fear, and I've said this before when we have these conversations, is the youth.
Yeah.
Because now these children, not only, I mean, when I grew up, we didn't have cell phones. So now that this internet is here, these kids as young as 6 got cell phones, they got iPhones. They're on these computers. They go to school with it. And if you take it from them, they got their friend that got something at the school where they can look at it. They have access to all of this. And it's shaping their minds. It's going to shape their minds to what a relationship should be, or how people should look at women, or how people should look at men. It starts, I think, one household at a time as well. But it's the youth that I'm more concerned about, because if we don't get a hold of it, they're going to really just take off with it. And they're really pretty much doing that now, because again, even if you put on your parental those parental
Control.
prevention,
Control.
they're going to find a way to get through it. And the stuff that's being spewed out here is crazy.
You know what scared me today? I saw an article today, and it was women are afraid to avoiding having children
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want to become single mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And I just was like, this is making the Google, like Google News, like what's going on? But it's true. I don't see these young girls having babies anymore. They traveling, they going to school, they doing their thing, they hanging out, they living their best life. And then you have these men saying, oh, well, you're going to waste your best years. And then when you're old and washed up, you're going to want somebody to want you. But these girls are afraid because they've seen generations of this.
Yeah.
So
That's
we gotta get it together. Like, we gotta get it together, because I got these little babies that's growing up, and I'm scared for them. I'm scared for them.
I mean, you know what? But I mean, and when I say we, is men, women, and children. It's an echo.
Oh, let me turn my thing.
I feel like when it comes to dysfunction and trauma, Black people tend to sweep it under the rug. We look away from it, we turn the other cheek, we don't, and people need therapy. So along with accountability, people need to go to therapy. They need to heal from those traumas. I mean, because again, we Black folk, and we probably all encountered some kind of trauma or dysfunctional household or situations or whatever. But these kids are seeing it. you know, and not even online. I mean, it's within the home, you know what I'm saying? And these kids grow up and they repeat these cycles. So, you know, we have to do some self-evaluation. You know, we have to start pointing a finger at, you know, at ourselves. You know, like you said, it starts in our home. You know, we can't go blaming him, can't go blaming her. Like, what can I do to better myself as a person? You know, and that's my thing when I wake up every morning. How can I be a better mother? How can I be a better friend, sister, you know, a lover, whatever, even a professional, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to do my part in society. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to raise no kids that are emotionally unintelligent or, you know, just whatever. So, you know, I teach my kids certain things, you know, and just even when it comes to my friends and family, I try to treat them a certain way. So, you know, they can shine that light onto other people. But I feel like therapy is a huge thing. You know, I have some family members, they know they ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, well, guess what? You got to go to therapy. Oh, I don't believe in therapy. You know, I'm not going. Okay, well, now you're gonna be sitting there looking crazy when you alone and you 70 years old and you wonder why your family is not rallied around you. It's because you didn't push these people away because you don't want to go to therapy. I know friends the same. You know, they're the same way. Some Black people do not believe in therapy. And my thing is, you don't have to go see a therapist, right? But just talk to somebody, make yourself vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Pick up the phone and say, you know what, I'm having a bad day. Can I talk to you? We don't even do that with each other. You know what I'm saying? It's because, you know, I know some Black people feel like, well, if I go tell this person how I feel, they're going to take that and they're going to mock me or go spread my business. And like, we got to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have that sense of community anymore. And I just feel like being able to communicate with your neighbor, your friend, your mama, your daddy, whoever it is, you should feel safe in that space. And we just left that. So I just feel like, you know, if we can come together as a people and stop being so hard on one another and just start to understand and just listen, you know, I think that'll be a start.
I used to I just want to say this, like, before I finally gave in and went to therapy, I used to find random strangers. Just tell them all everything, just random strangers, whether it was on the bus or the train or just whatever. And I
Mm-hmm.
would feel so much better after.
Yeah.
And it was almost like I felt better because one, I didn't never have to see this person again in life, right? But I was able to just let so much off my shoulders that I felt like I didn't really want to tell anybody else in my
No, but
life.
you know what? Like, they probably saw your ass again. But like, there go that crazy ass lady from the bus.
Probably so, but guess what? I didn't have to deal with that.
Oh,
Hey,
I
real
agree with
quick,
you.
real quick, we got our sister Quinn in the building. For those who don't know, I gotta make this known. Give me about 60 seconds, maybe 70 seconds, because this sister got a powerful debate coming up with the one and only Honey Clark. Before she say what she gotta say, take a look at this for me.
This isn't your average debate. This is Prime, the flagship battleground of the Versus Series Debate League. Every legend started on a stage where words cut deeper than swords. Every 2 weeks, intellect meets intensity, logic meets legacy, and only one question remains. What's a titan to a legend? The Versus Series, Prime, where legends are made.
That's this Saturday. For a woman, is beauty an advantage in American society today? The enigmatic Queen versus Honey Clark. What's on your mind, my sister?
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Loud and clear.
All right. Um, well, I'm going to say this about this subject. One, I do agree when it comes to like the young women not having babies because they don't want to be single mothers. Like I have two other sisters, so there's actually like three of us. And people are really shocked with my mom because she'll tell people that like she still just has like daughters, she doesn't have grandkids yet. And they're just like, how did your daughters make it to like late 20s, early 30s, and they don't have like any children? So apparently that's shocking. I don't see why, with the way that people like to act, especially when it comes to like this whole extreme environment. Like when I started seeing the whole gender war, in which this is what I said in a face off earlier, I was like 15 when I was seeing it was like Pink Pill, Cynthia G, Tommy Sotomayor, et cetera, et cetera. And I didn't know that the emotions between men and women in this sector, or just like between black men and black women, were even that extreme. So getting hit with that at 15 did a lot. Circled back around to like 18, 20, where it's like they started first doing like the divestment movement and oh, pink pill and all this stuff, and you have the men fighting back like, oh, I'm glad white men are beating you up and all this stuff. Like it was, I don't know how to really say it. It's like you just kind of had to be there to watch the beginning of that giant war happen, and the fact that it's still going on is just, it's crazy. um I don't know what else to say, but like that's just my experience with it. um Going between those environments, I just learned this about it, where they love to broadcast out their trauma and then they love to generalize it amongst each other. So I would say my advice to younger people who are listening is, don't pay attention to the platforms, pay attention to the struggles of your own life, so you don't end up like harboring that mindset that they have, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Yeah. Don't be a follower.
Yeah.
Make a lot of sense. Make a lot of sense. All right, divas, y'all want to get out of here, or y'all want to bring some people in for questions, comments, etc.?
We can take a couple. I don't
I'm up
mind.
for whatever.
We can take a couple folk.
All right, link is in the chat. Listen, come up with a question or a comment for the sisters. Make sure it's something possibly for all of them. But if you have one individual in mind, just make sure you address them. Hear me? All your questions can't be for wild yams, and they can't be of a particular nature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, no bueno.
Shout out to my brother Jose Francis in the building. What's up, bro?
What's up?
You got it, man. You got a question or comment for the ladies, or one lady in particular?
Another good show for sure, DMG. But I think if we just go back to the African days, we wouldn't have these problems. We're trying to live other people's culture, and that's where our problems come in. We're trying to be something that we're not. That's where
Africans?
the problems come in. Say that again?
Repeat that part about Africa again, brother. You a little low. But I appreciate you on saying it was a good show.
I said, I think if we go back to African culture, we wouldn't have these problems. We're trying to live other people's culture. And that's the
Oh,
problem.
really?
Who's from Africa?
Hey, you about to go down a rabbit hole, bro.
They ain't
May
up.
I
I'm
ask?
ready.
I want to
I'm
Wait,
ready.
say they
I'm
out
ready for
there.
it.
They out there raping and killing and raping children and doing all kind of things. So what do you mean?
Well, yeah, there we go.
Like
cutting
what?
off
That's not.
clitorises
That's
and
not true.
oh,
Africa is very
So
primitive.
African,
I need y'all to respond one at a time. Let's
Now,
start with
DMG.
Wild Yam.
Let me clarify my statement. Traditional African
Go
culture,
ahead.
which is traditional African culture, not what you're seeing going on in 2025. That's not traditional African culture. They learned that
Explain
from
what is
somebody else.
traditional African culture. Explain that to us.
You know what? This is an opportunity for you to come back on and we can do a show on that.
Can't hardly
How about
hear
I
that?
him.
can't hear you.
Yeah,
I
you
said this is
super
an
you
opportunity.
super low, Jose. Go out and come back in, bro.
Okay.
I'm trying to
All
figure out who
right.
African.
Big Hemi, the biblical barbarian. Now, brother, you know you my brother from another. I need you to control yourself. I know it's looking delicious right now. I need you to control yourself, bro.
I'm good. I'm good. I got a question for all the ladies. It's a lighthearted question. It ain't really nothing too serious. It's being that there is only one DMG and one Hemi, right? Why y'all laughing? I ain't even get to get
I'm
my
sorry.
question
It sounds like
I already
somebody's
know where
getting
you
a hair.
going.
It sounds like somebody's getting a haircut in the background.
Yeah, I hear somebody clipping.
Who's shaving?
That's Sister
I don't know
Ivory.
what
She
that
been getting
is.
ready all
That's
night.
not me. That's
I don't know what that is. Ivory, what you watching?
She
I'm
been
not
getting
watching anything, y'all.
He's trying to say you got a rose going.
That's like a vibrator going on.
See, I muted out and it was still going.
Ivory done got you talking about Wesley and Mr. Marcus and Alicia Conceal, and then you done talked yourself
Watch
into
me
a
mute.
frenzy,
Watch
sis.
me mute, and it's still gonna be going on. Watch this.
You done talked yourself into a frenzy.
I think it's the brothers Jose's background.
Yeah, you
Ah,
see, I mute and it was still going on.
But I said, who rose is that going off like that?
okay, so everybody mute out. Let him finish his question, and then we'll let y'all respond one at a time.
All right. So as I was saying, being that there's only one DMG and one Hemi, how do y'all ladies feel like if I had the money and I was able to buy an island, and me and my brother DMG just move over there and take care of all y'all? How y'all feel about that?
Go to hell.
Hey, heavy.
Yeah,
You think my queen gonna let me get to that island?
she can come too. No, I ain't saying it like that. Like I ain't saying it. I
Go
was just saying to
ahead,
get.
go ahead, go ahead. You good, you good. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
It's
I'm
all
saying, nah,
it's
for real though. The question mainly is for real though. How about what will it take for y'all to start as black queens in the community to start focusing solely on the brothers that represent real black men, like y'all give credit to brothers like me, DMG or Tone or Tim or some of the other brothers, and start ignoring the ones that just come through with those complaints? What would it take for y'all to focus solely on that?
That's a good question.
I don't think it takes much because you guys are
Let's
so
take
far
much.
and few between. Like Antonio, you was not replaced. He said tone too.
I mean, I think we do focus on men like, you guys, good men, right? But then you have these knuckleheads who want to come in and, it's they get in the way sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, I think for the ladies on this panel, I think we do focus on, building with good black men. So I don't know.
Unfortunately, the other ones are just so loud and obnoxious. Sometimes
Yeah.
hard to ignore, but I don't know. I think for a lot of problems to change, it's going to take men to check other men at the
Yeah.
end of the day. Like, these dudes be talking crazy, acting crazy, and other men will just watch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's true. But you know what, Sunday?
that's
Like
not
I don't
them.
know. I don't encounter men in my real life like the ones in these back chats. I mean,
Right.
I just don't come across men like that. And so I don't have those kind of problems. Um I don't know. Like it's weird. And it's just like where are all these guys at? I mean, I'm glad they far away from me, but it's like I only encounter the nonsense when I get online. So it's
Like,
like like are these men like leading double lives or like are they lying? I mean, I don't know. Like I mean, I know the internet allows you to be people that you want to be, and people have these facades and fake images or whatever. But it's kind of like
I
where are
think
these men
people,
at in society for real?
I think people will get online and tell their real feelings because they feel safety behind the keyboard that they actually feel but won't say in real life sometimes. I don't
It's kind of
always think it's fake.
hard to answer the question because I don't deal with that type of fuckery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I grew up with protection, all that. Like I don't know no other way. I don't know. I can't really answer that. I think some of it will be those good men are checking them other dudes. You know what I'm saying? That can get them, start to kind of see, well, then maybe I'm doing something wrong and make some changes and stuff like that. But I really haven't encountered that in real life. Unfortunately, I mean, dude, it's always the internet.
I feel like a lot of men are afraid to check other men
I was just about to say they scared of each other.
when it comes to this topic, right? Because now, if a man says something other than what the consensus in the room is saying, now he's a panderer.
He a simp.
Now he a simp.
Yeah,
You know,
like
so
me.
But yet he getting all, but yet he getting the coochie, you know, and it's just kind of like, and you sitting there crying in your feelings, and you going home, and you have nobody, but yet these men are loved and admired by people, you know. So
I think there's some jealousy with that, right? I think that they're
Mm-hmm.
jealous of these men that have it together, have that emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Have that positive interaction with the sisters and stuff like that, to where they're going home to their hands. And they don't understand that. Um, and you wonder why women are gravitating to these men who are strong and confident in their masculinity, right? They're confident in the way they walk, the way they talk, and these other cats don't have that. So all you're gonna get is a lot of backlash. You're a simp, you're this, you're that, and stuff like that. And it's just like, you know, it is what it is. But I
Hey,
think
Tonyo, hit the link if you can.
that the men in our lives, especially our homeboys, our families back here, they be going back and forth with these cats, with these fools,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't like it.
I think a lot of that has to do with them wanting to dodge accountability, because it's like I guess they try to blame the other man for pandering or doing something special, instead of taking into account that it's something about them, that they're the reason they're not getting chosen. It's like they look for reasons to blame everybody else. Oh, he must be doing this, he must be doing that, when it's really you're just not a likable person.
So check this out, because I want Brother Jose to repeat what he said before he had to leave. And then once you get your question out, Jose, I need you to click off and listen, because I'm trying to get somebody else up here. And I just want y'all to know, y'all didn't answer Hemi question. But go ahead, Jose, because we're gonna come back to Hemi question.
I was just going to say that, DMG. Good looking, good looking.
This
What I
spirited
was
movement trying to be funny. Okay,
what I
Go.
was
ask your
well,
question again, Henry.
I want
if we
everybody
go
to
back
get their stuff
to
out so I can get
tradition,
my question in here too.
Yeah, we got to get to Timotheus as well. But hey, Brother Jose, you still got that lawnmower sound in your.
I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is because I'm hearing it too. It just stopped there.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody
My
was man.
I was
I'm
saying if
sorry,
we go
that might
back,
have been me. Sorry. So I'll go ahead and go on mute.
I was
Yep, that
saying
was you. That was you, sis. Go ahead, Brother Jose. My
I was
bad.
saying if we go back to traditional African culture, we wouldn't have this problem.
Elaborate.
explain.
Traditional African culture teaches respect for the woman and respect for the man too. The woman plays her role and she has no problem with that. Men play a role and there's no problem with that. We're trying to live other people's culture with all these things that don't apply to us. This is not we're not living in a land of our culture. We're living
What
someone
is the
else's
woman
culture.
role?
The woman role is to be a wife, to cook, to clean, and take care of the husband. The husband role, he takes care of his wife. He loves his wife and he respects his wife. That's tradition. We're not talking about 2025 Africa where all this madness going on. That comes in with colonialism and all of that stuff that has nothing to do with African culture.
But what if
So
you're not African?
Of course, I'm African.
No. I said, but
Well,
what
I'm
if the
asking,
person is not African?
what
Like,
if Africa is not our culture?
yeah, like
mhm.
what if we're not African?
I told you was about to go down a rabbit hole, bro.
And that's to assume that all black people are African or from African descent, and that would not be true.
I am, and you are.
Okay, well,
No, I'm not.
your comment
No.
No,
applies
I'm
to
not. I'm
you.
not of African culture, so I can't
Yeah.
relate with you.
I mean, look, I'll say this. Never mind the African women that are complaining about their own men, about them coming home, cheating, and doing all this stuff, like basically leaving all the housework to them, etc., etc. So,
I mean, never mind them mutilating little girls.
Right.
Like that, never mind that. And then you say not
At
today in
age 12.
2025. We've been watching this. I know I'm old enough to know that I've been watching.
You
Okay,
cut
fair
out.
enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Hey, brother Jose, do me a favor. I'm gonna tap in with you later. I got
All
to
right.
get somebody else up here. I'm trying to get
No
Tonyo
problem.
up here,
No problem.
but I don't want you to go down this rabbit hole, bro.
But thank you, Jose.
All right, Timothy, what you got for the ladies before we put them on the hot seat with Hemi question?
All right, I was going to just ask, with the current state of how things are, y'all know we had these conversations about, gender roles and all that all the time. Do you guys think that the damage is done and there isn't a way to heal? Like like what would you think would have to happen for it to come to an understanding? Because like nobody want to listen when it's always the what aboutisms. When women say something about what men doing, men hit them with the buttons, and vice versa. Women do it to men too. When men say that we have issues and we're going through this, women hit them with the whataboutisms too. It's not a one-sided thing. So y'all think that the wound is too deep to heal or what?
No,
No,
no.
I think we
It
gave
starts with
answers
self-reflection.
on that.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with self-reflection and self-awareness and just
Mm-hmm.
understanding.
Yeah, too many people are trying to fix other people instead of fixing themselves.
Exactly. A lot of people don't know what they want in life, so we have these expectations of other people when we can't fulfill the expectations for ourselves. A lot of people say, he don't make me happy, she don't make me happy. Your happiness should not come from someone else. You have to find that within yourself. So happiness and peace, you bring that forth. A man or a woman can contribute, but they shouldn't be the sole provider of your happiness and peace. So I feel like if we sit back and we do our own self-reflection and have some self-awareness about where we're going and what we need for ourselves, then I feel like we'll be in a good place.
I think another thing is that oh man, the thought left my mind. Oh, society is trying to put us in a box where when it comes to relationships, right? A relationship should be this way, that way, that way, that way. But if that doesn't work for you and your partner, why are you trying to follow what society says is the standard?
Mm-hmm.
You have to do what works for you and your partner. So I think people are falling into. I think a lot of mental illness is coming from people not being able to be themselves because they are trying to fit into this societal box of standards.
Yeah, that's true.
I think people need to heal. People need to get healing. Like the sister said earlier, therapy. That's very pivotal because it has to start with you. You can't have two broken people talking. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You can't
Yeah.
set an example that way. So a lot of people have this notion that they may have not done anything wrong or contributed to anything. And that's where self-awareness and reflection comes in, because you just may have played a part in some of the things that are going on, right?
Yeah.
And listening and all that stuff is quite important. So no, I don't believe wounds are too deep to be healed. I just think that you have to really reach down inside and get that shadow work going. You see what I'm saying?
And
Because
it's
if not, it's gonna just get worse and worse and worse in your relationships, be it business, friend, romantic. It's just not gonna work. It's just gonna keep having. You're gonna keep running into these walls.
And we're not saying that it's going to be easy or it's going to be a short process, but we have to do work. I mean, even if you think that you're in a place of being healed, I mean, you can always do better. You can always make changes. I just feel like, as grown adults, we feel like, once we get to a certain age, we get stuck in our ways, and we don't think that we should change for anyone. But I just think that self growth, personal growth is, I mean, that should always be a goal. You try to be a better person each and every day. What can I do differently? you know how can I be better as a person, or as a woman, or as a man, or as an employer, or as an employee? I mean, I just feel like we have to move in the right direction, be positive, and just do the right thing. But most importantly is just knowing ourselves. We can't expect things from people when we don't apply those same principles to our lives. So I mean, I think it's kind of hypocritical.
Also it includes knowing what you want. A lot of people don't know what they want in a relationship.
Nope.
A lot of people don't know what to do in a relationship. A lot of people rely on other people, especially these celebrities, on how relationships
Mm,
and all that stuff. No, you have to have those conversations with each other, and you have to know what you want out of these relationships. You see what I'm saying? It's individually based. You can't compare your relationship to the next person.
and
Can't
this is not
say,
even
well,
for just a
DMG been married
romantic.
28 years. I'm gonna model myself, because we don't know what's going on behind closed doors, right?
And
We don't know what type of struggles they went through to get to where they're at. But that's something that you have to experience with your own mate. You
And
see
this
what I'm
applies
saying?
for all
So,
relationships, not just romantic, whether it's your
right,
parents, your kids,
right.
your friends. I mean, it applies across the board for any relationship.
Hmm.
I think expectations, I said this the other day, and Hemi gave me so much pushback on it. I think expectations mess up relationships because you expect certain things from people that you may not even be able to live up to those expectations.
Hmm.
Yet you expect somebody else to do it, and when they don't do it, now you're all in your feelings, but that's your thing.
Hey man, Ivory is hilarious, and that's all I'm gonna say. Look at the private chat if you want to know. But
I finally made it in.
we got Bam Jones in the building. But before we go to Bam Jones, Hemi, you want to repeat your question, my brother?
Lord.
Yeah, I'm gonna repeat it, but can I get it like 2 minutes before I repeat it, because it's interesting that Tim's question kind of, the way they answered Tim's question kind of exposed why they didn't answer my question, right? Because they were talking. Well, Tim's question was about, is there any hope or whatever? It talked about healing, and they said yes, people need to heal, self-reflect, and all of that, right? So what I got from y'all's responses to Tim's question was that maybe the reason why there is so hard to focus on the positivity of the men that y'all say are good men. Because even when y'all responded to my question, although y'all wasn't answering it, every one of y'all said, I don't have to deal with that in real life. Most of the men I know in real life are good men. They positive. I just see this online, right? So maybe these men online speak to unhealed versions of you guys yourselves, right? And so that's what gets the reaction.
Or maybe we just not with the ish and we want all the smoke. I mean, could that be it? Could it not be a reflection of our unhealed selves? or could
But
it
that
be a reflection of I'm around you and I'm not gonna sit here and let you talk this BS. Like I
right,
don't
Yeah.
but you
know how you
understand that
would
it's.
make
I'm
yeah,
saying
I get what you're saying, but nah, not for me.
I don't
Not
think
for me.
so. I
But you
don't
know,
think
we
so because
we
we're
troll those
trying
kind
to
of
get it.
people, Hemi. You know, we troll people like that. So I don't think they're speaking to us. I mean, we respond because I mean, let's be honest. I know when I'm in a Kevin Samuels group, I don't care about what they talking about. I'm coming to troll you. Yeah. That's what
okay.
I'm coming to do.
Well,
Okay, well then the
ask
original
him what
Yeah.
the
question
new
still
world
stands. Then
minded. Ask him a
what
question.
would
We talking about we talking in circles
Wait.
and y'all let them.
So wait, I will say this part. I feel like that depends on the women's experience because not every woman said what all the other women said. There was a reason why I said absolutely nothing when you asked that question. Like some of us really do have different experiences because mine go on online and in real life. So no. But continue.
what I didn't hear everything you said, Quinn. I think I was talking at the same time. I had a little lag. What you said?
I said, long story short, every woman on this panel does not have like the same experience, which is
Hmm.
why when you asked that question the first time, I literally muted because it's like I don't share their same experience. So it's like I have bad experiences with black men online and in real life. So I
Hmm.
didn't think to I let them have the floor because it's their show anyway. So it is what it is. But no, some of us we actually do see the horrible on both sides of that.
Right. Okay. So that you would be better suited to answer it then if unless there is no positives, right? Because my question was about. I understand that there is bad, but there are positives as well. So I think Sunday said that the negative is just so loud that you sometimes you can't even focus on the positive. So for you specifically, Quinn, is that the same situation with you? Like it's so much of the negative that it's hard to focus on the positive.
I mean, was it if you're going online because with the negative men they tend to attack in groups, so it's like
Mhm.
at least from what I remember you would get like jumped if you're fighting one, like more of them would show up like roaches in all honesty.
Mhm.
But um I would say in real life, of course, there is a combination of good and bad. What I do in real life is I try to give everybody a chance. And then when you mess up, that's when like I throw you away. Like if it's a really big issue, I'll throw you away. Cause I know there are differences between me and like other people. So it's like I'll try to work through that with black men when it comes to like relationships. I really do mean usually friendships. Try to work through that until there is a moment where it's like, okay, I can't really ignore that one. And then I'll try to talk to him about it. And then it's like well, this is how I am, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine then. Leave. Like I'm very stern when it comes to that, when it gets to that point. I'm learning how to like throw people away.
Mhm.
So that's just how I handle it.
Okay. Did anybody else want to
I
answer the
think
question
I
about?
think dude was taught want to come up here, but D, yeah, no, you know how I feel about it. I'm gonna troll them. I'm gonna roast them. I'm gonna do everything that I do, like I've been doing.
No, I
Um,
know that, this question still remains: Or what is he going to? Is trolling more important than actually uplifting the black family dynamic? You see what I'm saying? So my
But we
question was, hold
we
on,
do that. I know I do. I do that.
Listen,
I
listen,
don't run
listen.
around telling women to not get married or telling men, no, don't
oh
get
Hear me
no,
say,
married.
hear me say, if him and Tonyo would buy an island, would y'all go with them and let them take care of y'all?
Nah, DMG, they ain't what that man said. That's
Absolutely.
why I was upset.
Absolutely. No.
that's why
Absolutely.
that's why I was upset in the comments. He
No,
tried to
because
move me
he's
off the
talking
island.
absolutely, but he's talking about all the women, not
Well,
just
well,
you.
Well, listen, bro.
I'm bringing my man.
He only said me because I was up here. He, out of sight, out of mind. But he was including you in it too.
Yeah, I was including all the men that they named as far as decent men. So what I was saying was, essentially, if you can forget about all the negativity, all the which is the same. That's why I asked the question for real. What is it going to take for y'all to focus on the positive men and ignore the negativity?
Like
Are
you
you
said,
not in my life?
not indulge in these negative ass groups.
I mean, in order for them to do that,
Surround
they'll have to read a
yourself
back
more
chat.
with the positive.
Yeah,
Or
because
the
I mean,
internet,
these men
period.
are they just
Yeah,
attack you.
yeah,
Men attack, they attack you
Period.
online.
Period. I mean,
bro.
but see, I know how to log off. I mean, that that don't make me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm surrounded by positivity.
Bro, you see me go back and forth with these weird dudes every other day, man. They just weird, bro, and that's the way they live. That's their experiences be with whoever they talking about, whoever they come on the internet crying about is what's in their life. And this is what I be trying to tell them, like, bro, that's something you dealing with. Like, you got to better yourself in your surroundings. Like, you coming on here badgering people and messing with people because you miserable.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Maybe the focus should be on them, though. You know what I'm saying, and not like feeding their ego or whatever. But these guys may need somebody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, again, do these people have folks in their lives where they can go to them and talk to them? Because like these guys come in these chats or just on the internet as a whole, and they're crying out for help. You know what I'm saying? So if we can get through to at least one, you know what I'm saying? Like, cool, job done. But it's just like, we shouldn't just shut them out completely because again, they're black men. And like, they irk my nerves, right? I want to troll them and laugh at them or whatever. But at the end of the day, they're still black men. And I just feel like we shouldn't give up on them. You know what I'm saying? But
listen. I'm a firm believer of trimming the fat.
Yes. Yep.
I think once a man get to a particular age, and I got to get to my brother, I call him Mr. Take It Further. He call himself Mr. Who Hurt You. I got to get to my man Paul, but I do want to say this. I think we have to trim the fat. In other words, when a man get to a particular age, he is who he is.
Yeah.
And it will take something profound, be it the love of a woman, the birth of a child, whatever the case may be, to change the trajectory of who he is. But at a particular age, when a man continued to espouse certain opinions about Black people, Black women, etc., leave them behind, ostracize them, don't give them your energy.
Absolutely.
Right.
Them the cats that's like Steven and Django. We got to throw them off the boat.
Yeah.
And let them be where they at in their misery while we try to move on to some positivity. But with that being said, my man Paul, what's the word, man? You got a question or comment for the sisters?
Peace, everybody. What's up, good brother DMG?
Good call.
I did, but I lost track of mine because you kind of hit on what I was gonna say, and I think you did pretty good on that. There's a thing I used to say, I still say it, when men talk about how women aren't this and aren't that, and I'll try not to use profanity. And like I said then, and I say now, leave her where the fuck she at. If she's not the type of woman you like and she's doing all this other crazy shit, leave her there. Why is you wasting your time? And I say that to a woman. If a man is not the type of man you looking for, leave his ass there. What the fuck is you wasting your time for? I mean, and like you said, DMG, it after a while of having life experience and you get to a certain age, you will develop your mindset may change slightly. You might still harbor some certain feelings, but I'll use myself as an example. With my wife, right? And people say, why do you do that? Because it's my experience. There were some things I did wrong in my marriage, and we're using words like emotional intelligence and all these other phrases. These are things that I was not aware of over 15 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So now that these things are they're part of our vocabulary now, I think these are the things that now black men have to, and women have to fucking address, like accountability. We never really used that word like we're using it now. We've never used it. I mean, think about it. And God rest his soul, the Godfather, he introduced that word, and now everybody's using accountability. Accountability.
World.
Y'all know I love Kevin Sims. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh,
But
yeah.
however, that's neither here nor there right now. My point is, I think that, even in my life with going through my experience, I learned who I am and I learned what I must become, because I'm still growing and I'm still learning me. I think that's when you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, well, what did I do, or what am I doing wrong, and stop looking at the people that you attract. Well, you're doing something. You're attracting those people. You're approaching those people.
Yeah.
That's accountability. They ain't got nothing to do with that person. That's you choosing that person. If you choose somebody bad for you and you decide that's you. Leave that person where they at if they're not for you. And that's really all I really wanted to say. But there were some other things, but for that right there, I think I'll just stop right there.
That's true.
Yeah, hey Paul, I think you hit on something, bro. One of the reasons I am the man I am today is because of the mistakes I made when I was younger. I got married at 20 years old, and I didn't have no idea what I was getting myself into. I was 20, buying a house with a wife and a kid, but I still thought I can go to the strip club every weekend. I can go out to the club every weekend, but I'm leaving my wife at the crib by herself with our daughter. I'm coming in at all times of night. Then on top of that, I start dealing with my mental situation. On top of that, I'm not, let's just say, I'm not being the type of husband my wife deserved in several components. And it took almost losing her for me to find, for the light bulb to finally go off,
right?
And for me to get my act together. And I'm profoundly grateful to her for giving me the opportunity to earn her trust back and prove to her that I could be the type of man she deserved. And so every day I wake up, that's what I strive to be.
Yeah, look at God work.
I think sometimes we need that wake-up call, but if it's, for me, I try to tell brothers ahead of time, look, don't get to that point. Just get your act together now, or go into it with your act together, so you ain't gotta be in that situation, because it ain't nothing like losing a good woman and seeing her with another man who deep down don't feel as passionately about her as you do, but treating her in all the ways you had an opportunity to treat her. And it ain't nothing more sickening than that. Luckily, I ain't have to go through it, but that's one of my worst nightmares, because it could have been me. And I'm telling y'all right now, again, I told y'all about my ego. I might have chose violence, and the brother wouldn't have deserved it. But that being said, I'm joking, but I'm serious. I might have had to get him out of here. That being said, I'm gonna go around to each lady, let y'all close out. Y'all let me know if y'all want to do this thing every week, or if y'all want to do it every 2 weeks. It's up to y'all. I'm at y'all disposal. If you enjoyed it, let's do it again. And if not, we'll figure out ways to tweak it. But I'm going to start with the one and only Step Into the Light.
I actually enjoyed this and I would not mind doing it every week. And I love your questions, DMG. You kind of make me think. Like, we have these conversations all the time, but I don't know if I got a little scared up here or whatever. But thank you for having me, and I look forward to doing it next week.
For sure, for sure. All right, all right.
It's going to be hard for me to do it next week, so I'm going to be on the road. So
Okay, okay. So maybe we'll push it to every 2 weeks so we can have the full cast, and then we'll see about doing it every week once everybody stationary.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Okay, okay.
Me too. I enjoy it myself. These conversations need to be had where everybody can be heard
Yeah.
out.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, girl, I'm down every week, girl. No.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Quinn, how did you like the show, sis?
I liked it, but can I respond last?
Yeah. I think was y'all done with y'all responses, or was we still gonna go around and let y'all? Did y'all have more to add?
And I think we done. Yeah.
a good portion of conversation out there.
For sure, for sure. Go ahead, Quinn.
Okay. I was like, again, like it's their stuff, so I didn't really want to get in the way like that. But yeah, I think it was a good show. I do think differently about some stuff, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, I think it was a good show.
All right, tell the people what you got going on next Saturday.
I have my debate with Honey Clark, and it is supposed to be for a woman in America, is beauty an advantage? I think that's the title.
Yeah, I think it's in modern American society or something like that. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting debate. I think it's a timely debate, and I think that it's different and more nuanced than the stuff we usually do. So hopefully y'all will be back to tune in to that. It's definitely gonna be an engaging conversation with the two sisters. Big Hemi. I'm gonna do this one more time for you, brother, but you can give me your closing comments on what you thought about the show. But this one for you, bro.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Henry, we need a song for Ladies' Night. I'll get on the track with you.
Oh, that'll be dope.
Oh, good. Okay. But as far, yeah, I thought the show was good. I've had conversations with a lot of all of these ladies in the chats, and I'm sure you have. You heard them speak. That's why you was interested in doing it. I want y'all to stop being stage fright. I say that for the next show. Like, come up and speak y'all minds, raw, rugged, just like how y'all do it in them chats, man. Y'all touch some of the topics or whatever, but the questions that DFG asked, I act like y'all was scared to touch on. This ain't where you got to be politically correct. You know what I'm saying? And you can, he giving y'all the space to get it out. You know what I'm saying? And welcome other opinions. You too, Quinn. You also, I'm looking forward to hearing that because it's good to hear all different woman perspectives because y'all are not a monolith. You see what I'm saying? So. Yeah, that's the only thing I got to say about it.
Hey, DMG, Michelle had a great idea. We need to get Mama B up here. That's my baby. I love Miss Barbara.
Yeah, we sure do got to get the godmother up here. Let us spit some of that fire. So yeah, hey, I'm just glad Ray came up here because usually she don't mess with me unless you on the show, Hemi. So I'm glad she decided to come up here. Shout out to the sister. Yeah, man, we gonna be back in 2 weeks and get a sister a chance to get off the road, and we'll have some more engaging questions. I might get off the panel and just let the sisters rock. Just give them the questions ahead of time. I might pop in and just ask the questions and then let them rock for a little while. Pop back in and ask another question. But we're going to figure out a format that worked for us. Glad y'all enjoyed it. The sisters did excellent. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to the Diabolical Divas. And if anybody, unless somebody got any last words, we're going to get ready to get up out of here. Make sure y'all tune in next Saturday. Quinn versus Honey Clark. Going to be a powerful debate. Hemi, you got a pick for that? Never mind. I don't know why I'm asking you. I just thought about it. But
you already know my pick.
Right. I don't even know why I asked. All right, it's time for you to go. You biased. but shout out to my man Paul. Shout out to my man Timotheus for coming up here. Shout out to Quinn for jumping up. And we'll be back in 2 weeks, man. Ladies' night. It's all about the ladies. Glad y'all enjoyed it. Till next time, y'all know what it is, man. Real quick, before I go, larger than life. Tomorrow, I got a presentation on the self-mythologizing in the modern Black community. We got a lot of cats that exaggerate about their street credibilities. Cat talking about they ran prisons, and then we find out they was in protective services. Cats talking about they got this academic credential, that academic credential, and they got like an associate's degree. It's a lot of exaggeration in this community. The Umar Johnsons, the Brother Polites, the Malachi Yorks, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. It's the same mentality that them brothers got that we have in this community. Everybody want to be something they ain't, and don't nobody want to really be who they is. They hide behind these keyboards and just make up stuff about themselves. They act like they more intelligent than what they really is. We're going to get to the bottom of it tomorrow. My man Cannon might be jumping on with me. We're going to try to do it around 7:15, no later than 8:15 Central Time. Again, shout out to the sisters for being up here with a brother. Ladies' night, we're going to be back in a couple weeks. Till next time, man, y'all know what it is. Y'all come Black and join us. It's Paradigm Shift TV 314. It's your brother DMG, the poet, a.k.a. Brother Pianki. That's the Diabolical Divas. We out of here. The next sound you're going to hear is Mr. Debate Mania, Big Hemi himself. That's peace.
Peace.
Is my name.
I got the juice, I don't sip on no flash. Still on the move on the spirit, my gas. I'm on me, you can check out the glass. Never want smoke, I'm prepared for the class. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fat charge. Got on my side, I don't got it at cars. Pressure was real, the anointing been large. I walk in the light like a drip of a star. Cause I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice. My thoughts had a bounty, flesh in my ear like spit for the county. Bitch said chill, but the trigger was tempting. Whole lot of demons in the section I'm stepping. Brain got a drum or a hole like a stick. Bang for the Lord, every ride gon' hit. Close to the slide, it was running like that. I carry that text like a windshield whip. Flex that flex, fear said rest. I was 10 toes down in the spiritual test. Came from the dirt, still cleaner than most. Flesh won't toast, but the spirit won't ghost. Devil told laws, I be catching that purr. Let's over revenge, but the Lord says spur. Fast like collar with the engine on red. Put it in park after old me dead. I got the juice, I don't sip on no flash. Still on the move on the spirit, my gas. I'm on me, you can check out the glass. Never want smoke, I'm prepared for the class. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fat charge. Got on my side, I don't got it at cars. Pressure was real, the anointing been large. I walk in the light like a drip of a star. Cause I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice. Gave me the juice, but it came with the blessing. Get so many nights turn pain into blessing. Bliss won't place, I just wanted confessions. The fame won't dip, so I dug through the lessons. Wasn't no cap in my knee when I bow. Feelings said speak, so I prayed out loud. Old too sleep, so I switched my crowd. Covered with saints, not chasing the cloud. Bliss said spin, spirit said build. Bliss said feast, spirit said steal. Bliss said slide, spirit said kneel. Now I'm bulletproof, walking in the king's wheel. I got that gold like emotions to sin. Bobbling hand that's a loaded in 10. All in my cup like it came from the press. Ain't tasting no fame, just better the flesh. I got the juice, I don't sip on no flash. I'm still on the move, Holy Spirit, my gas. I'm on me, you can check out the class. Never won't smoke, I'm prepared for the class. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fast charge. Not on my side, I don't got it at card. Pressure was real, the anointing been large. I walk in the light like a drip of a star. Cause I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice. I got the juice, I don't sip from the flask. Still on the move, Holy Spirit, my gas. On me, you can check out the class. Devil won't smoke, I'm prepared for the clash. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fast charge. God on my side, I don't gotta act hard.